Today needs all of you. Deion Sanders' 5-word message hits home as Shadur Sanders faces NFL career crossroads after Brown's shakeup. A father's legacy, a son's battle. Deion Sanders has always lived life like it was 4th and goal with seconds ticking away. Whether it was dazzling crowds with his dual-sport heroics in the late 80s and 90s or redefining college football culture as Coach Prime, Sanders has never known the meaning of ordinary. His legend was cemented not just by his performance, but by his purpose, doing everything at full throttle. Today, even as he recovers from a life-threatening battle with bladder cancer, that fire hasn't dimmed. In fact, it's only gotten more profound. As he heals behind closed doors, Deion Sanders is still coaching, still leading, still inspiring. But now, his words land not in stadiums filled with tens of thousands, but in social media posts that ripple like sermons through millions of screens. One such post recently sent shockwaves, 5 words that speak volumes. Today needs all of you. A seemingly simple message. But to his son, Shedeur Sanders, it was more than just a line. It was a challenge, a reminder, and a call to arms as he faces one of the most pivotal chapters in his young career. Breaking into the NFL, not as a legacy, but as a leader. The wisdom behind the words. Deion's full post read, "The reason it's tough for you to walk away from some things is that you didn't give them your all. Make peace with whatever it is and move on because today needs all of you." These words are as personal as they are universal. They ring true for athletes hanging on too long, for fans haunted by what-ifs, and most notably, for Shadur Sanders, a rookie quarterback drafted under a cloud of scrutiny, pressure, and uncertainty. It's not lost on anyone that Deion isn't just speaking generally. These are the reflections of a man who stared down cancer, buried pain with poise, and kept pushing forward while the world expected him to slow down. And now, even while sidelined, he's coaching with more clarity than ever before. Shadur Sanders, the heir with something to prove. "I don't want him coming to see me right now. I got to get to where I'm going," Shadur Sanders told reporters when asked about his father visiting him at Brown's training camp. That quote alone paints the picture. This isn't just another NFL rookie trying to find his way. This is a young man determined to earn everything, not because of who he is, but in spite of it. He's not leaning on his last name. He's pushing through it. The connection between father and son here is more spiritual than strategic. Shadur knows Deion will always be proud. But pride isn't what he's chasing performance, purpose, and progress. He wants his father to see him after the climb, not during the struggle. A draft night that changed everything. Just months ago, Shadur was considered a top-tier quarterback prospect. His final season at Colorado was statistically stunning. 4,134 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions. He operated with poise, accuracy, and command. He was the leader of a national media sensation, Coach Prime's Buffaloes. But draft night didn't go the way anyone expected. Once projected as a first-round lock, Shadur slid all the way to the 5th round, finally selected by the Cleveland Browns at number 144 overall. The tumble was jaw-dropping and controversial. Analysts questioned the motives behind teams passing on him. Some whispered that it was politics. Others hinted at personality. But none of it changed the fact that the road ahead would be steep. Welcome to the NFL rookie. If Shadur thought the draft was humbling, training camp turned up the intensity. The Browns didn't just draft Shadur to develop quietly. They threw him into a quarterback room already packed with experience and expectations. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl MVP and 2023 Comeback Player of the Year, was already leading. Kenny Pickett, still hoping to revive his starting career, came in hungry. Dillon Gabriel, another rookie but drafted 2 rounds earlier, brought more immediate expectations. And then came the bombshell. The Browns added a 6th quarterback, Tyler Huntley, who started 5 games for the Miami Dolphins and had prior experience with the Browns organization. With Deshaun Watson still on the PUP list, the Browns now had a 6 QB rotation. For Shadur, that meant one thing: every rep counted more than ever. The first depth chart, a sobering reality. When the Browns released their first official depth chart of the preseason, it confirmed what many feared. Shedeur Sanders was listed as the fourth-string quarterback, behind Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel. The message was clear. The climb wouldn't just be uphill, it might be vertical. NFL insider Dov Kleiman posted the list with a hard-hitting conclusion. The only direction for Shedeur to go is up. Analyst Spencer German echoed similar sentiments on the Locked on Browns podcast, stating the chart gave early clarity about the coaching staff's pecking order. He described Flacco and Pickett as the 1A and 1B options, with Gabriel a distant third and Shedeur not even in the conversation for meaningful snaps. It wasn't just opinion. The reps at practice told the same story. Shedeur wasn't rotating with the ones. He wasn't running with the twos. He was in development mode, watching, waiting, and absorbing. The rookie spotlight had dimmed, but that didn't mean the mission was over. Why the Browns' move raises eyebrows. The Browns' quarterback situation is complex. Deshaun Watson's uncertain health status casts a long shadow. Joe Flacco brings steadiness, but his career is in its twilight. Pickett is inconsistent. Gabriel has struggled with accuracy in camp. So why isn't Shedeur getting a clearer runway? That question has stirred fan unrest. Browns Nation expected more than just a flyer pick. Shedeur's college tape showed arm strength, vision, pocket awareness, and leadership. His leadership at Colorado wasn't just flashy, it was functional. He took hits, made throws under pressure, and rallied a rebuilding team to national relevance. So when Cleveland added more competition instead of opportunity, fans couldn't help but wonder, was Shedeur being set up to fail? Clarity from chaos. What happens next? As it stands, Shedeur Sanders has a mountain to climb and he knows it. But the tone from camp suggests he isn't backing down. He's not asking for reps. He's earning them. And that mindset reflects his father's ethos. Dominate your moment. The arrival of Tyler Huntley complicates matters. He brings experience and dual threat ability. It's possible the Browns are stockpiling quarterbacks out of caution, but the optics can't be ignored. With 6 quarterbacks in the room and Shedeur listed last, the pressure is mounting. Yet pressure is familiar to this family. Shedeur isn't folding. He's waiting. A father's shadow, a son's fire. This journey is more than just football. It's family, legacy, and identity. Deion Sanders' message wasn't a warning. It was a whisper of lived truth. A man who once took over the NFL and MLB in the same week now watches from the sideline as his son begins his own fight. It's poetic, it's painful, and it's powerful. And for Shedeur, every throw in camp is a statement. Every rep is an audition. Every day is a chance to move up the ladder, not because of fame, but because of fire. The mission isn't over. What happens if Shedeur makes it to QB2 by midseason? What if injuries or inconsistency give him a shot in Week 9? The NFL is unpredictable. And for Shedeur, all it takes is one door, one series, one drive. He knows it. Deion knows it. The fans know it. Until then, all he can do is grind. And wait. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just trying to make a team. He's trying to build a career. One that doesn't rely on the past, but redefines the future. Today needs all of you. That message will echo beyond this week, this camp, and this season. It's about more than football. It's about showing up completely. No half measures. No regrets. Deion's words aren't just for his son. They're for anyone who's ever been underestimated, doubted, or dismissed. And Shedeur is listening. He's not chasing headlines. He's chasing greatness. And if he's anything like his father, this story is far from over. So while others see the Browns' depth chart as a wall, Shedeur sees a ladder. And he's climbing. Underdog with a purpose. Shedeur Sanders urged to channel Russell Wilson as Kevin Stefanski makes bold Browns QB call. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, preseason can feel like a mere warm-up to the chaos of the regular season. But for a rookie quarterback like Shedeur Sanders, this isn't just preparation. It's a lifeline. After being listed dead last on the Cleveland Browns' official quarterback depth chart, Sanders is finally being handed the one thing he's been quietly craving: A real shot. The Browns announced Shedeur Sanders as the starter for their upcoming preseason opener against the Carolina Panthers. That single decision, made in the shadows of hamstring injuries, veteran fatigue, and internal quarterback chaos, has not only reignited the fire in the Browns' QB room but has also thrown Shadur into the national spotlight. From QB4 to QB1 for one night, the son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders now has the rare chance to rewrite his own story, not with words, but with passes, poise, and performance. And if NFL analysts are to be believed, he might just be living a modern-day remake of the Russell Wilson saga from 2012. From draft day disrespect to field-tested fire. Rewind to April. Shedeur Sanders, fresh off a remarkable college run at Jackson State in Colorado, had every reason to believe he'd hear his name called early in the 2025 NFL Draft. After all, he threw for 7,364 yards, 64 touchdowns, and boasted a 71.8% completion rate over his final 2 collegiate seasons. He was accurate, composed, and battle-tested. Yet, he plummeted to the 5th round, pick number 144. To many, the drop wasn't logical. To Sanders, it was fuel. Instead of voicing frustration, he went silent and went to work. While many rookies ride the media wave, Sanders took a quieter approach. No press tours, no cameras, just football. He even asked his father not to visit Brown's camp. The reason? Total focus. I don't want him coming to see me right now. I got to get to where I'm going, Shedeur said. I don't want him to come and see me get a couple reps. And he is cheering like a good dad. Like, nah, you can't be proud of me right now. That mindset, equal parts humility and hunger, is what's now earning him this preseason start. It's not a gift. It's earned. Quarterback clutter in Cleveland. Let's be honest. The Browns' QB situation has been a circus. Deshaun Watson remains on the PUP list. Joe Flacco, at 40, is holding on to his comeback player of the year magic but has clear limitations. Kenny Pickett, the ex-Steelers' hope, has been battling a nagging hamstring injury and inconsistency. Dillon Gabriel, the rookie taken 2 rounds before Sanders, has struggled to stand out. And then came Tyler Huntley, re-signed just weeks ago to provide more depth and dual-threat capability. It's a quarterback room built more on questions than answers. And Shedeur Sanders is no longer willing to be just another body in the mix. With both Pickett and Gabriel dealing with hamstring tightness, and Flacco expected to play limited snaps, Sanders will have the rare opportunity to command the field for significant stretches against Carolina. This isn't mop-up duty. This is showcase time. NFL experts issue a call. B. Russell Wilson. The comparisons are no longer whispers. ESPN's Peter Schrager said it best. Watching Russell Wilson in 2012, absolutely light up training camp and then going to the preseason game against the Cowboys and being the best player on the field. Being so good that he was undeniable. They had to start Russ. So Shedeur, go win the job. You're on national TV. Light it up. Wilson, a 3rd-round pick back in 2012, wasn't supposed to start for the Seahawks. Seattle had just signed Matt Flynn to a big contract. But Wilson's performance in preseason, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 150 rushing yards, was simply too good to ignore. He made the coaching staff bend the depth chart to his will. NFL analyst Emory Hunt also echoed this path. We saw this back in 2012. They paid Flynn, but Russell made it undeniable. That's what Shedeur has to do. This is why this is a golden opportunity. For Sanders, the road is eerily similar. He may have been overlooked on draft night, but if he shines against Carolina, he could flip the script before the regular season even begins. Stefanski's gamble or genius? Head coach Kevin Stefanski has faced heat from fans and media alike for how he's handled the QB competition. With Joe Flacco aging, Deshaun Watson uncertain, and no clear young face to lead the future, Stefanski's approach of stockpiling quarterbacks seemed like hedging more than strategizing. But giving Sanders this start feels like a clear pivot. It's the kind of calculated risk that either launches a career or gets forgotten within a week. Stefanski knows what's at stake, his own credibility included. And make no mistake, if Sanders shines, the noise around making him QB1 won't just get louder, it'll be deafening. The stats behind the swagger. Critics often dismiss legacy players, suggesting their spotlight comes from their last name, not their game. But Shadur has the numbers to silence them. Career passing yards, 7,364. Touchdowns, 64. Completion rate, 71.8%. Interceptions, only 14. College QB rating, 168.4. At Colorado, behind a weak offensive line, he was sacked more than any other FBS quarterback. Still, he stood tall and delivered. That's grit, not gloss. Add to that his natural leadership, calm demeanor, and poise under pressure, and you have more than just Deion Sanders' son, you have an NFL-ready quarterback. The Panthers game, more than just a scrimmage. August preseason games usually don't mean much. Starters sit, rookies rotate, final cuts loom in the background. But for Shadur Sanders, this game could be life-altering. If he impresses against Carolina, making decisive throws, reading defenses, and showing the command he's displayed in college and flashes of camp, he could vault ahead of Gabriel and even Pickett on the Browns' depth chart. Joe Flacco may still be the Week 1 starter. But what if Stefanski sees in Sanders what Pete Carroll once saw in Wilson? It only takes one great game to change the narrative. This could be that game. Coach Prime's quiet influence. Though Shadur asked his father not to attend practices, Deion Sanders is still present in spirit. His recent post, made while recovering from bladder cancer surgery, wasn't just for the world. It was a message aimed directly at his son. The reason it's tough for you to walk away from some things is that you didn't give them your all. Make peace with whatever it is and move on because today needs all of you. It was a 5-word bombshell. Today needs all of you. That felt like a battle cry. And Shadur heard it loud and clear. The verdict. Will Shadur answer the call? Let's be real. The NFL is ruthless. It doesn't wait for development. It demands domination. Shadur Sanders doesn't have to be perfect in the preseason, but he has to be undeniable. He has to show flashes of starter-quality decision-making, accuracy, and athleticism. He has to make the Browns' coaching staff pause, reconsider, and ask, are we missing something here? Sometimes being QB4 means you're buried. Other times, it means you're the hidden gem. If Shadur can make jaws drop this weekend, Kevin Stefanski's decision may already be made, not just for a preseason start, but for the future. Conclusion. From afterthought to franchise hope, the Russell Wilson story was once a fairy tale, a mid-round pick breaking through politics, contract guarantees, and depth charts to become a franchise icon. Now, Shadur Sanders has the chance to write his own version. It starts in Carolina. It starts with confidence. It starts with one shot. And if there's one thing Shadur Sanders has shown over the years, whether in high school, at Jackson State, or at Colorado, it's that when the lights are the brightest, he doesn't shrink. He shines. So now, under the national lens, Shadur has one job: be undeniable.